Hello everyone, so this is my first green day ever. If you guys watched my yesterday video, you saw that I've lost $230 yesterday, and it was a huge disappointment for me because that represents over 20% of my bank. A couple of days ago, my opening balance when I just funded my account was $1,130, but after a huge loss yesterday and a small loss the day before, only $832 was available for me today to trade. But with the margin provided from my broker SMEG 4-1, my actual buying power was $3,330. Okay, so after a huge loss yesterday, I was a bit nervous, but I promised myself that I will manage my risk properly and will wait for the perfect setup for me. So in the morning there were two stocks from the scanners that got my interest, CODA and CETX. So CETX opened up at 240, but there was no real volume at the beginning. It suddenly popped up at 9:44, but that lasted only for a minute. There was no confirmation of the continuation, and right after that everyone started selling off the stock and it just faded out. After it got sold off, I switched my attention to CODA. When I switched to CODA, I saw that there was a bit of volume in the morning, but it wasn't making. But even though it was gapping up, it didn't make any huge crazy moves. Then I was just waiting and looking at my gap scanner when suddenly volume started kicking in. After 9:50, I started seeing huge green volumes at the bottom, and I saw that it was just about to break over the high of the day. First it tested out the previous high of the day, it didn't make it. It slightly went down and volume kicked in. It didn't make a huge jump here, but still the green volume was huge there, and the next minute it breaks through the high of the day. And I saw that the next candlestick opened a little bit higher than the previous close, and the volume was there, and I said, okay, this is the perfect moment to jump in. So what I did is I didn't have too much buying power, so I ended up buying only 200 shares. So as you can see, I jumped in on this green candle at 9:56. I jumped in at 13:68, and just 9 seconds afterwards I sold all 200 shares at 14:42. So in those 9 seconds, with a small amount, I managed to make $148. That's a huge amount for me, assuming that I only had just over $800 in my account. And yesterday I was actually planning to get something around $20 or $30 for today, and I thought that would be enough for me, but I ended up making 148, which is great. So I only traded once a day, hit my target, and I said, okay, that's enough for today, let's calm down, let's take a breath, and tomorrow I will look for something else, and hopefully my green days will continue. Thanks guys.